Hello, good morning, children. Today we are going to discuss about nutrition in plants. Okay, so which is your block one of your science book. So let us begin. Okay, so nutrition in plants. Okay, so in your previous class, in class 6, you have already learned about nutrition, isn't it? Nutrition is the process by which we derive or we obtain food from various plants and animals, isn't it? So not only plants and not only animals, okay, not only animals, even plants need nutrition. Okay, so for their nutrition they obtain like raw materials from the nature. Okay, so we will be learning about that, okay, in depth. Okay, as we read along. Okay, so follow with me. Okay, so I am starting lesson 1, autotrophic nutrition. Okay, so plant consists of different nutrients like carbohydrate, proteins, fats, vitamins, and minerals. Yes, obviously, like like food. Okay, all kind of food usually has what carbohydrates, isn't it? Like carbohydrates are present in all kind of cereals and all, isn't it? And protein is present usually in milk and egg and your meat, and fats are usually present in nuts. Okay, and vitamins are present in your vegetables, fruits. Minerals are also present in vegetables and food, isn't it, children? So now plants and animals need food for energy, growth, and development. Yes, obviously, like us, when we eat food, okay, we develop ourselves. Similarly, plants also need food for their energy. Even they perform so many metabolic activities, isn't it? The activity is the chemical reaction within them, so for that they need energy. Okay, children, then they also need to have food for growth and development, isn't it, children? Okay, now all organisms obtain food by the process of nutrition. That means all kind of plants, okay, obtain their food by the process of nutrition, they are saying. Okay, now modes of nutrition. Okay, now if you compare yourself, okay, with a plant, okay, your mode of nutrition will be totally different from plant. Now what does mode of nutrition means? The way we consume food. Okay, the way we consume food is totally different. Okay, like we animals depend directly on other plants or animals, but plants do not depend on anyone. They just prepare their food for themselves. Okay, so they follow a process known as photosynthesis. By that process they make their own food. Okay, so let us read along. Okay, now modes of nutrition. We have learned that green plants can make their own food through the process of photosynthesis. Yes, obviously, children. Organisms that can make their own food are called autotrophic organisms. Yes, so when an organism can make their own food, okay, like, see, children, don't get confused. Okay, we can cook food. Okay, we can't prepare food, okay, in ourselves. Okay, we can just cook food in kitchen, but a plant will make food within itself only. Just imagine if I am a plant. Okay, what I will do is I'll make pizza from my stomach. I will make something else from my hand. Okay, I will make something else from my tongue, from my eyes. Okay, so that means with my body parts I will be able to make food, and I will eat that thing only, and I will survive, isn't it? If I am plant. But since I am not plant, so what I will do is I have to cook food. I cannot prepare my food by myself. Okay, but plants, they can make their own food or prepare their own food. Okay, so that's why they are called autotrophic. Okay, and the type of nutrition they obtain is known as autotrophic nutrition. Okay, autotrophs, they are known as autotrophs, and the type of nutrition they follow is called autotrophic nutrition. Okay, so animals on the other hand eat other plants or animals. Such organisms that depend on other organisms for food are called heterotrophic organisms. Yes, children. So the other, like what usually happens is, in case of animals like us, we depend on other organisms for food. So that's why we are heterotrophs, or, and the type of nutrition which we follow is heterotrophic. Okay, children. Now I am right now over here, photosynthesis. I am reading this. If you are lost, you can see I am over here. I am reading this. Okay. So photosynthesis, the word photosynthesis is made of two words, Photos meaning light and synthesis means make. That means photosynthesis is made up of two words, which is photo and make. Okay, that means with light we are making something, and that something is food. Okay, that means plant make something which is your food, which is by the help of light and so many other things. Okay, like water and carbon dioxide and all, which we will read along. Okay, excuse me. Most plants are green due to the presence of pigment called chlorophyll. Yes. Now, if you have wondered why all plants are green and we are in different color, because plants are actually having a pigment. You can say pigment is like a dye also. You can say it's a chemical which makes the plant green. Okay, so with that green color pigment is chlorophyll. Okay, it helps the plants to absorb light energy from the sun for making their food. Okay, so this chlorophyll, it has a special function. It actually traps the sun's ray. Okay, and it helps the plant for what is it, for making food. Okay, that means that heat it will absorb and it will help the plant to make food. Okay, or prepare food. Okay, photosynthesis is the chemical reaction in which the plants convert the light energy of the sun into the chemical energy of the food. Okay, that means what plants do is they convert the solar energy of the sun to the chemical energy of the food, which they utilize for themselves. Okay, the raw materials required for photosynthesis are carbon dioxide and water. Yes, obviously. Like for example, for making chips, what do we need? We need potato and some spices, isn't it? So similarly, for plants, for making food, they need raw materials like carbon dioxide and water. Okay, children. Now let us read more. The food is synthesized in the leaves of the plants in the form of sugar called glucose. Yes. Now the food which they prepare is called glucose. Okay, the food which they prepare is called glucose. Okay, we have different like when we cook food we have different varieties of food, but they have only one variety which is glucose. Okay, they make a sugar, and that glucose is actually usually a sugar. Okay, so oxygen is released as a byproduct. That means it makes sugar, okay, that which it stores, and it makes oxygen which it releases. That's why plants are very important for the nature, because it produces oxygen by absorbing carbon dioxide, which is very harmful for us, isn't it? If we breathe carbon dioxide for a long time, it might cause our death also. Okay, so oxygen is very important, so that's why plant is also important, because plants are the only organism which can produce your oxygen. Okay, not only one of the organism, actually there is some bacteria also, like cyanobacteria, just for your GK, they also prepare oxygen. Okay, not only plants can prepare oxygen, some other organisms also can produce oxygen. Okay, children. Now glucose is stored as starch and then broken down by the process of respiration to release energy. Yes. So the way we store fat in our belly and so many other places, isn't it, children? So same way they also store their fat, and when they store their fat, or they, you can say when they store their energy, they store it in the form of starch. Okay. Now giving you example, starch, like maybe your mother has cooked rice. Okay, so if she is not cooking rice in pressure cooker, if she is just boiling and cooking, what she will do is she will strain the rice and she will take out the cloudy water out of it. That cloudy water, when you will evaporate all the water from it, what you will find is you will find powdered substances. Okay, that powdered substance will be your starch. Okay, children, that means even rice actually stores, that means rice grains actually store starch. Okay, children. Now let us continue more. Okay, plants also take up minerals such as nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium from the soil to make proteins needed to for their healthy growth. Yes, not only they absorb carbon dioxide and water from the surrounding, okay, but they also absorb very essential micronutrients, or you can say your minerals, which is your nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. They are actually chemicals, children. Okay, which is very important for plants for making protein for themselves. Okay, like for us, if we need protein, we will eat meat or egg. Even when they need protein, what they do is they first take these minerals, and with the help of this mineral they will make protein for themselves, and they will grow bigger because protein is the substance which actually helps us to build. Okay, understanding, children? That's the reason why most of the bodybuilders prefer taking protein. Okay, because protein helps the body to build. Okay, children. Achha. So now let us continue to lesson 2. So I guess for today I will try to complete till lesson 2. Okay, and I might give you some extra work to do as your classwork. Okay, so that I will tell you at the end of the video. Okay, and lesson 3 and lesson 4 we will discuss in the next class. Okay, children. So let us continue again our lesson 2. So heterotrophic nutrition. Okay, now as we have already learned about heterotrophic nutrition is usually attained by organisms who are not capable of making their own food, who depends on others, isn't it? Now if you see, let me read it out. Most plants have a autotrophic mode of nutrition, but some of the plants get their nutrition from the other organism. Yes, not every plants are autotrophic. Okay, children. These plants have heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Yes, some plants have heterotrophic modes of nutrition. Okay. Heterotrophic plants are classified according to the specific ways they get their food. Such plants can be parasitic, saprophytic, insectivorous, and symbiotic. Okay. Now what happens is, based on the type of nature they attain food, some plants, okay, they are categorized into this many categories: parasitic, okay, saprophytic, insectivorous, and symbiotic. Okay, now slowly we will discuss what are these all types of plant. Okay, now what are parasitic plants are? Parasitic plants are like parasite, like mosquito. Okay, a mosquito is an animal. I'm giving you example of animal. Mosquitoes, what usually do is they come to our skin, they suck out our blood and they go, isn't it? So for them we are a host. Okay, understanding? We are a host and they come to us for taking the nutrition which is our blood. Okay, similarly in case of parasitic plants, okay, that live on or inside the organisms, okay, called host to get food. That means even these parasitic plants, what they do is they live in the other plants to get the nutrition from that plant. Okay, the host not get any benefit from this parasite. Yes, when a mosquito bites us, we don't get any benefit from it, isn't it? Similarly, the host plant also do not get any benefit from this parasitic plant. Cascata, okay, which is also known as amarbel, okay, is a common parasitic plant. If you can see in this figure, this is cascata. This is how cascata looks. Okay, children. So, which lacks chlorophyll, that cannot make its own food by photosynthesis. It attaches itself to the stem of the host plant through hook-like structures and get nutrition from them. Then, so what actually they do? What happens in case of this parasitic plant is they don't have your chlorophyll. Okay, so they cannot perform photosynthesis. So to get nutrition, what they do is they live in the host body itself. Okay, they hook themselves in the plant. Okay, they hook themselves into the plant so that they can extract the nutrients which is flowing in the what they say in their transport system, in the transport system of the, excuse me, of the plant. Okay, of the plant in which they are surviving, trying to survive. Okay, so and they get nutrition from it. Okay, now Cassiatha, okay, is another example of parasitic plant. Okay, so they have not given a picture of Cassiatha, so you can search that in internet and see how Cassiatha usually looks. Okay, children, so that is your work. Okay, now saprophytic plants are called saprophytes. Okay, yes, obviously, like Indian pipe plants. Okay, now if you see Indian pipe plant, it is usually like this. Okay, Indian pipe plant is usually like this. Okay, children, so what happens is this Indian pipe plant actually grow in the dead and decaying organic matter. Okay, these organisms grow on organic matter and secrete chemicals that break it down into simple substances. Okay, the saprophytes then absorb these nutrients. Okay, that means now what these saprophytes usually do is they grow in the dead and decaying part of the plants. Okay, and after that what they do is they extract all the nutrition from it. Okay, children, so this is how saprophytes usually survive. Okay, now they are giving example of Insectivorous plant. Okay, this is very interesting plant actually. Okay, now we are reading this part. Okay, so they have talked about Insectivorous plants. Okay, now see, this is an Insectivorous plant. Okay, so it's a very unique plant. Okay, so if you look over here, it has a lid like structure, and if you see there's a housefly or some insect. Exactly, I cannot say what insect it is, but just imagine this is a housefly. Okay, now what actually happens is, in case of this plant, they actually secrete sweet uh, juices over here. Okay, to get these juices, these insects come and get attracted over here, and when as soon as this insect come over there, these juices are very sticky actually. Okay, and they get stuck over there, and this lid like structure close, and this insect gets trapped inside the chamber itself, and it slowly dies over there. Okay, and when this insect dies, okay, this plant, what actually they do is they absorb the nutrition from this plants. Okay, child. Okay, children. Okay, so that is what only they have mentioned over here. Okay, they, and what they do is, what the plants do is, from this insect which is dying, they extract the nutrition, because they need nutrition, not nutrition, I mean nitrogen. Okay, they need nitrogen from this dying insect. Okay, so that they can grow more. Okay, so that this plant can grow more. That is what is being said over here. Okay, now let us read about symbiotic plants. Okay, symbiotic plants share a close relationship with other organisms. Okay, both organisms mutually benefit from each other in a symbiotic relationship, unlike a parasitic relationship. Okay, for example, lichens. Okay, now if you see, this is a lichen. Okay, this kind of organisms are lichens. Okay, and they show symbiotic nature. Okay, now in English, symbiosis means union. Okay, union means like when some two things are combined together, that type of things is actually known as symbiosis. And in case of symbiosis, what happens, two different organisms, algae and fungus, they are living together so that they can support each other. Okay, now what algae do is, algae give nutrition to the fungus, and fungus gives the what they say, shelter to the algae. Okay, so that is how they live together, and this both union, or this both symbiosis, is actually called, this plant in a all together group is called lichen. Okay, children, so lichen is very unique type of plant organism. Okay, which actually lives due to the union of the union between themselves. They share their nutrition and they share their shelter. Okay, now if you look over here, let me read and complete it. Okay, now algae contain chlorophyll, which provides food to the fungus, as I said. Okay, while fungus help the algae to attach on the surface of the rock or wood. Yes, that means it gives it shelter, isn't it? Fungus also help the algae to absorb minerals and water also. Yes, okay, it also actually helps the, that means both of them are actually helping each other. Okay, children, so for today, okay, I want you to in your classwork copy, okay, I want you to write the heading of this chapter. Okay, and I also want you to write the block name. Okay, so, and I want you to draw this diagram in your class copy. Okay, in your classwork copy, I want you to draw the diagram. Okay, and children, I also want you to draw the structure of this pitcher plant and lichen, which is your this thing. Okay, pitcher plant. Okay, try to draw the structure of pitcher plant, or you have to draw the structure of this pitcher plant in your copy, as well as you have to draw the lichens structure in the copy. Okay, children, so this will be your classwork for today. You have to draw the diagrams of the three different structures over there. Okay, which is figure number 1, figure number 4, and figure number 2, figure number 5, sorry. Okay, figure number 1, 4, 5 you have to make. Okay, children, I will be seeing this diagram before 4 o'clock. You have to show me. Okay, children. Okay, so here I close. Okay, and if you have any doubt, you can ask me in regarding this chapter. You can ask me through WhatsApp group. Okay, children, and that's all. Okay, children. So let's close for this one.